Good afternoon, this is Will Faerber again from Art to Ride, and today I'm here with Dave Murphy and his horse Zoe. Get her to swing just a little bit more actively, and you have all seen Zoe a few times on the tape, so we're now about maybe 5 or so months into me helping out Dave with his horse here. I come once a week and help him out. And one of the things that we're talking about with this horse, what I want you to see today, that everyone needs to understand, that until you ride a horse much, the horse has to be accepting contact with the bridle. If you read the old Spanish riding school manual, for instance, they would lunge a horse for a year before they ever rode it. But if you can see there, she comes around, I'm focusing in on that, you can see how her mouth now has a nice foam. There's a nice foam forming around the edge of her lips there. Keep her swinging just a little more active, Dave, just a tiny bit too slow. And watch as she comes around here, he's going to get her moving more. But you can see the mouth there, how the nice foam there, that's happening. That tells you that the horse is mouthing the bit correctly, not over-mouthing the bit. You know, your horse shouldn't be dripping saliva out of its mouth like some, mad foaming dog, the way we see some of these horses that have these over-tight nose bands on that have, that have this excitement foam going on where they've just been beat against the bridle and this sort of thing. So once again, and earlier today we were talking about back development, and if you can go back and look at some of the early tapes of this horse, you would have noticed that she was quite dipped through the back and quite fat in the belly. She didn't come up. But if we see her now, after these months of just teaching her to stretch down and take contact with the bridle, how lovely she goes down to that and how her belly is now pulling up. You can see the line there along the abdominal wall there as she comes around. That tells you also a little bit that the horse is pulling up through the back. And look how nicely stretched she is over her top line. Now, she got a little excited there as a car went by there a little bit, but he's just going to send her on. And once again, this was a horse when I started with Dave that even a car going by like that would have sent her into a fit of bucking and leaping around and that sort of thing, wildly bolting crazily forward. Now she comes out. You can hear her blowing out there. That's a good sign that tells us the horse is relaxing as it's going. Getting a nice swing to the back. Maybe just a little bit more active, Dave. She's just a tiny bit too slow there once again. And once again, if it were me in a perfect world in which I'm training horses, I would never ride a horse until its mouth gets to this point. That is, has accepted contact with the bridle. Because think about it. You get on an animal, people get on too soon, the mouth is wide open, and the horse is really in a panic. How frightening it is. Imagine if you suddenly had a piece of metal stuck in your mouth and where somebody was trying to force you to do something with it. You can only imagine how you would react. Well, horses are the same way. They very often, and how many accidents I've seen with young horses that have flipped over on top of people or literally jumped through fences and things like that, because they were in such a panic about, the first time they felt somebody jerk on their mouth. So once again, this is Will Faerber from Art to Ride with Dave Murphy and his horse Zoe. Say hi, Dave, to all your fans out there in Videoland. He's having fun, and that's what's important. Keep having fun with your horses, and they will too. All right, talk to you next time. Thanks.